Ready to go. All right.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody, to the Visionaries Podcast. We got a special guest tonight. We got the one and only, the National Executive Director, Mr. Adeola Abiodun. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Thank you,
What's up?
Tyrone. Yeah.
What's up, brother? What's up, man? I'm excited, man. I'm super excited for tonight's session.
Yeah. I'm so excited to be here tonight as well.
Awesome, brother. Awesome, man. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, you and I, we got connected maybe about, I think it was like 6, 7 years ago, 6.5 years ago when you first joined. But tell us, like, how long have you been in the industry, financial services now for?
Yeah. I've been in the industry now, going to over a decade now,
Wow.
and I came to Experior 6 years ago, and it's been so wonderful.
What year, because you joined, what was it, 2018, 2019? You joined
Yeah. I
Experior?
joined Experior December 2018.
Wow.
Then we started operations in January 2018. No, 2019. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy because I joined November of 2018.
Oh,
And
okay.
I remember like a month later, I remember going to the office there and I seen you guys and you had your whole team there and you guys
Yeah.
were ready to take over, man. That was crazy. But yeah, man, it's been a pleasure getting to know you over the years. But tell us a little bit about yourself, like your background. I know you came from a different country. Tell us a little bit about that, like Adeola before financial services.
Yeah, I've been in Canada now for a while, and I used to be an IT consultant with CIBC those days, and I remember how I met someone, I when I came to Canada, I thought, back home, we used to think when people come to North America, like people pluck money on the ground. So when I came here, I was thinking it's gonna be so easy and all that, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So when I came, it was so I started from the scratch. I eventually I got a job in information technology, started working, and I was working with CIBC. I did so many contracts in Canada, and when I was in CIBC when a guy approached me and he told me about financial services. And prior to that, I read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. And when I read that book, the book made me understand that if you're gonna be a rich dad, you must have a business.
Mhm.
You can't do it with JOB, Journey of the Broke. You can't do that. You
Wow, that's a
must
good one.
have something, you must have a business of your own. So I started
Mhm.
looking for a business to do until I met a guy who told me about financial services. And when the guy came to my house and explained everything to me. And that day I ran with it. Immediately I saw the guy explained the whole thing to me. I ran with it. I saw beyond what the guy explained to me that day. And I
Really?
saw that this is something that is in high demand and I can do this as well. So I ran with it. And today, if I come another world, I'm going to do this again and again.
Wow. Wow. That's powerful. People don't realize because like when you're coming from a different like I'm a second generation immigrant, but you first generation. You
Yeah.
came from another country
Yeah.
thinking that when you come here right away, you're gonna be a millionaire, you're gonna be like money's gonna be raining from the sky. And then obviously that wasn't the case. And you had to
Yeah.
work a regular job like the majority of us, but you seen the vision,
Yeah.
right? What was it that that person said to you that said, you know what, I think this is the industry I want to get into?
So the guy told me about, he told me about the financial services that I need to write an exam and that these are the products and everything he told me. I saw everything that I can sell all this. This is something that everybody needs. Even I need all this financial information for myself as well. So I saw it and I saw beyond what the guy explained to me. And I discovered that in financial services, everything we do, everybody needs it.
Yeah,
So there's
very true.
high demand for what we do. So, and that's one of the best way of making money in life as well. If you're gonna make money in anything, you gotta be rendering a service that everybody needs. So I saw that this is a service that everybody needs, then I ran with it. And that's how I started part-time. I started part-time and I started building my business until my income matches my secular world income. And eventually I came here, eventually around, and today the income has been going up and down and all. It's been going up and up. And
So how long did that take you though to go full time?
yeah, it took me like 2 years.
Wow, okay.
Yeah,
That's
it took
good.
me after 2 years, then I went full time.
That's good. And you so because your previous company, you got some good success there.
Yeah.
You were pretty sick. What was your like? I don't know if you want to share the company you
Yeah,
came from.
I left WFG as an executive marketing director. And
Wow,
yeah, I used to have four SMDs before
really?
I left. Yeah.
How many licensed agents did you have there?
I have like less than 40.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, I had less than 40. And I was there for like 7, 8 years. I
7, 8 years,
yeah.
and then you came because I remember when you came to Experior. How many of those agents did like? How many did you actually start off with at Experior?
Yeah, a lot of people didn't believe a lot of people didn't believe I would leave though, and I came here with about 10 licensed agents.
10 licensed
And
agents.
yeah, I came here with about 10 licensed agents, and that's how I started building it. And today, to the glory of God, we have over 400 licensed agents.
Ooh, oh man. So you were there for 8 years
Yeah,
at about less than 40 agents
yeah,
in 8 years.
yeah,
Now you fast forward 6 years here
yeah.
and you 10x your business. You got over 400 licensed agents.
Yeah, that's what a Experior Financial Group could do to you.
That's so tell me then, like, first off, I want to know what made you decide to make that decision to come to Experior because you already had success where you were at. You were
Yeah,
almost like making like 200,000 in income from
yeah,
what I was told.
I was like $187,000 then.
So you
You know,
were doing well compared
yeah,
to your
yeah,
IT when you were doing IT.
yeah.
You left there. What made you make that transition?
So we had some issues, some of the leaders and all that, and we came in. And and everybody thought, why will you go, and all that, but I came here and it's been so wonderful. I came here, I remember that day when I came to the office and I walked into Experior. Nobody recruited me. I walked into Experior and I told them I want to know more about Experior. And thank God I met Frank Delio, who told me about Experior and explained the whole thing to me. And immediately I saw it, I ran with it. And it was just destiny. It was just destiny.
Wow.
And yeah, and
That,
today in Experian now we have we're national executive director, top highest position in Experior, and we have senior guys in the company now. You have senior executive director. We have people making over $300,000. We have people making over 200,000. We have a bunch of people making six-figure income in Experior. So it could wholly happen in Experior.
that's crazy. Now, yeah, that you have tons of success, and I mean, just seeing your success over the years, man. Like you're someone that I definitely look up to, especially when it comes to that, because you built a strong, powerful business. But look for the people that they're not in the industry and maybe they're looking to come into financial services because you said a lot of key points like when you want to get into your own business you want to be in a business that there's a high demand for what you do,
Yeah,
right? But you were working a regular job. You had the security, you had the salary, you had the maybe group benefits.
yeah.
What made you make that decision to say, you know what, I'm going to give this up to be able to pursue my dreams in financial services? What made you make that decision?
Yeah, I came to Canada to be very, very successful. I didn't come to Canada to come and, a lot of people came for different reasons. So I didn't come to Canada to come and play here. I mean, I came here to become very successful. I want
Mm,
to build a generational wealth, that my generations gonna enjoy it, and that's why we came here, and since we came, it was all pure hard work. We
wow.
put in the hard work. If people are working 10 hours, I work 20 hours. So I put in a lot of work into it because as an immigrant, I want to become very successful here.
That's a good point. You know what? And I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of people don't realize like the potential that you can make within this industry is massive, but you got to put in the work. And that's what a lot of people don't hear is like, they just feel everyone's an overnight success. And it's like, yeah, they made it, but you know what? It's never going to happen for me. But you're a proven point that no, you just got to put in the work. You know, you're a guy that came from another country, didn't have the experience here, brand new, worked a regular job, and then all of a sudden your business just blew up. Like that's huge. That's huge. So tell me, like, when you look at the main differences between where you were at and Experior, because there's a lot of nonsense going on out there. People are thinking, oh, this company pays out way more and Experior pays out this. But in your opinion, because you've been on both sides and you had success on
Yeah.
both sides, what's the biggest difference for you that you've seen in Experior?
Yeah, Experior is a disruptor in financial services because, you know, Experior, the leaders, you know, thank God for Jamie and Leanne. For what I've seen so far, these guys are selfish guys. They are selfless guys
Mm-hmm.
who want a lot of people to win. And Experior is built by agents for the agents. That's why we're different. When people hear what we do in Experior, a lot of people don't believe it. They say, why are you guys being paid too much? Because these guys are not after Experior. What Experior did is this. For a brand new guy joining financial services, they pay you very well. In my previous company, if they pay you $100, Experior is paying you all times 3 of what those guys are paying you.
Wow.
You know, so Experior for the new guys who just joined financial services, Experior pays them well so that all these guys, you know, all these guys, they are well paid. And when people are well paid, what happened? Then you're going to have retention.
Yeah.
People could pay their bills and all that. That's how I grew my license from 40 license agent to over 400 license agent today. Because when people come here, they see that they are well paid, they could pay their bills, they could take care of their families, then they stay with you, they stay in the business. And that's why you see a lot of people today that we've been able to build something very big here at Experior.
Yeah, and that's what I've been noticing. Like the retention here is massive because I also came from another company. I didn't come from a builder's company, but I came from like a captive agency. And I was in the industry, and the retention here is crazy.
Yeah.
People they're not gonna leave because Jamie and Leanne they thought of everything.
Yeah.
It's true. Like this company was built for advisors and by advisors, so it's a massive. It's a big
And
deal.
also, one thing Experior also did is, you know, they made provision for your retirement. You know, they call it legacy ownership. You
Yeah.
know, that kind of ownership, nobody has it in the industry. You know, number one, you have ownership of books. Here, you own everything right from day one.
Mm.
Most people tell you, most companies out there, you don't actually own the book of business.
Wow.
But here, you own your book of business right from day one. And not only that, you also own, by the time you become an executive director, you also own your agency, ownership of agency. You
Wow.
have that,
Yeah.
you know, and also the legacy ownership, which you have here. If you die, you become disabled, or you retire. Experior, they pay you 75% of your income for the next 10 years. Nobody does it in the industry.
Yeah.
And you
And you
could
get shares
build
in the
your
company.
business, you could build your business to gold legacy ownership, platinum, platinum legacy and platinum plus. So we've got all these things, for your retirement. So as an immigrant, when I came here and I saw all the ownership, I ran with it. Because that is one thing that I don't want to live in a country like this for 20 years, for 30 years, and I have nothing to fall back to if I decide to retire. So as an immigrant, when I saw that, if I work in this company for 10 years, for 15 years, what do I get if I decide to leave, if I decide to retire, or anything happens to me? But look at what happened there. Your family going to enjoy your income for the rest of your life. I have platinum legacy ownership here at Experior. If I die today, my family gonna enjoy 50% of my income for life.
Wow. That's
Nobody
huge.
does it in the industry. That's the place you want to be.
That see, people don't realize like that's unheard of. There's an executive director in our firm, and he was saying that when he had like a triple bypass surgery or something like that. You may know who I'm talking about. And he was uninsurable. He couldn't get insurance. And when he heard about the legacy program Experior offers, that's what really opened his eyes to Experior. And he's like, well, if I can get into this company, build a massive business, at least I can leave this for my family. Like that's huge. There's no company that offers that type of legacy program.
Nobody.
Now,
Nobody.
when you left your previous firm, like, did you bring your business with you? Were you able to do that? Did you own it there? Like, how did that work?
They roll it over to my upline.
They rolled it up, and you were at like a top
Yeah,
level.
yeah. They roll it over to my upline, and
Wow.
but here at Experior, you own it. Irrespective of anything, you own your book of business. Yeah.
People don't see like that's huge. That's huge.
That's
People
huge.
don't realize how big of a deal that is.
Yeah, that's huge. That's
Like
huge.
this
That's
is
your
real
sweat.
ownership. Yeah.
That's your sweat.
Yeah.
Your sweat, nobody takes it from you. It's only Experior that could do something like that for you. A lot of people don't think about this. You work for so many years, you work for 10 years, for 15 years, then if anything happens, what do you get? People don't think about that. It's not
Yeah.
just selling insurance.
Yeah.
It's not just selling investment. You got to think about, what if I work in this company for 10 years, for 20 years? What
Yeah.
happens to me? What happened to my
Yes.
business? Do I lose everything or what happened? But it's only Experior that make provision for all those things. You die, you become, you retire, or you become disabled or anything. You own your book of business, and you're going to enjoy that legacy program. It's amazing, man. It's
That's
amazing.
a big deal. That's
And
a
that's
big
why
deal.
many of us wake up every day. We fight every day to win. We work very hard because what we are building here is not only for you, it's also for my generations to come.
Yeah.
That's why I love Experior. And that's why every day we wake up, we fight harder every day, to build something for our generation to come.
That's a big deal. Wow.
Yeah, it's a big deal, but it is a big deal.
So I mean, from what I've experienced, and you may not know this a lot. I've told quite a few people, but uh, at the 2020 convention, you had said something, and it was because of that one thing you said that I'll be honest, it changed my entire business because I was never a builder. I was more of a producer. And you had said something, and you're like, if you want to have a big business, you want to have a six-figure income, you got to go out and bring on board 2 to 3 people a month and field train them to senior financial associate. And I remember you saying that, and I was like, it was so basic, but it was so powerful at the same time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I never thought about doing that. And literally that year is when I made the decision. I was a senior financial associate that year. That was in the beginning of 2020. And when I made that decision within a year, I became executive director, six-figure earner, and everything you said, it panned out. And I was like, wow, those are like the most powerful words I heard, but they were so simple.
Yeah.
Because you're such a big builder, what is it that you do differently that you can help that next person to help them, fast start their business?
Yeah, one of the things I would advise is never give up.
Mm-hmm.
Never give up. When people say no, a lot of people, when people say no to them, they give up, they get discouraged. They don't want to do anything anymore. When people say no, okay, I leave them. I come back another time until the guy tells me, Adeola, I don't want you to call me anymore. So, and yeah.
So you just keep you're
That's
relentless.
what I do. So, and I talk to more people every day,
Nope.
I talk to more people. I go out at least 5 new numbers,
5 names a day.
5 names a day. I give
Wow.
5 people my business card and I collect their numbers as well.
And
So
these are just people that you're meeting out when you're
I
out and about.
prospect
Like,
as I go. So I make sure that if I don't have nobody to talk to over the phone, I go out there, I collect 5 new numbers. So that is how I meet a lot of people every day. And I show them what I do. And a lot of them join my business. And that's why we've been able to build something very big. And I keep pumping belief in people that anybody can do this. That we train people, we're going to train you, we're going to help you. And most people today, that's what we do to them. And today we have people now who are senior guys in the company who are making, a lot of people making six-figure income in the business.
So how does yeah, because like your guys are a lot of them follow suit, and you
Yeah.
guys you got some top agents, like you said, some senior executive directors. You got some agents that got like over 100 licenses, over 200 licenses.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're following suit. Like, what are you telling to them? Same thing,
Yeah.
or
I promptly believe in them and they believe in me as well. So we work as a team. We all work as a team,
mm,
and we work as a team and we believe in one another and we have a common goal. And that common goal is we just want to win here. So we
okay,
put in the hard work and we work very hard. So we put in the hard work every day and we eat together, we dine together, we play together, we
that's
have
good.
fun together. So we just work as a team and we put in that teamwork and a lot of hard work. And that's why we're unstoppable today.
Yeah, that's huge. I see that you guys are crushing it on the scoreboard. You've been crushing it. Now, why should somebody brand new, unlicensed, because you brought on board a lot of unlicensed people and then they become huge? Like I know some people, I think I'm on top of my head, that became like $200,000 earners who weren't even in the industry before.
Yeah.
Why should someone get their license and join this industry, in your opinion? Why do you think someone should do that?
Because this, there's, like I said earlier on, there's high demand for what we do.
Mm,
And, this is something that everybody needs.
yeah,
And if you just you have to believe in yourself, and this gives you opportunity to become a business owner as well. It gives you opportunity to become a business owner, and you put in the work. Once you put in the work, then you're gonna enjoy the business.
yeah,
To me, the business is fun. It's fun meeting people all the time,
yeah.
talking to people, helping families, talking about finance all the time, helping people with their finance, people attaining financial independence is something I enjoy doing every day. So that's what you're gonna, as a brand new person, that's what you're gonna be doing. You gotta love this. You got to love this. It's fun. You help people every day. Many people, they be on their path to financial independence. That's something that gives me joy. You know, yeah, that's something that gives me joy. And I see a lot of people in my community today who never believed they could make six-figure income. A lot of them are doing it right now. So it gives me joy when I see people like that. You know,
That's a big deal.
yeah, it's a big deal. It's a
That's a
big,
big deal. People don't realize like that's in Experior. It's so common that we're seeing so many six-figure earners and all these things, but it's like outside of Experior, that's a big deal to make
yeah,
over 100,000 in income.
yeah,
And people are doing way beyond that, 200, 300, 400, 500,
yeah,
600, right? And
yeah,
it's like, but like it's almost like a common thing to see that next six-figure earner.
yeah,
You're not gonna get that, so that's huge, man.
yeah.
What advice do you have for someone who, like, let's say for instance, you just get into the business? What advice do you have for the younger you to start off so that way you can avoid certain pitfalls that you may have had to go through throughout your journey?
Okay. So the number one thing I would advise somebody who's just joining the industry is you have to be coachable.
Got to be coachable. Yeah.
You have to be coachable. If you are coachable, don't follow the system of the company. Follow the system. You know, follow all the system of the company and believe in your leaders. When you do that, you're gonna become unstoppable. You're gonna win. When you become coachable, you're gonna be humble. It takes a lot of humility to learn different things from your upline or from the guy who brought you into the business. So humble yourself, humble yourself, believe in your leader, believe in the company, and believe in your trainers. That's it. You're gonna win, definitely. When you humble, those guys are gonna show you a lot of stuff. They're gonna open your eye to different strategies of building this business. Because it's not just building a business, you need a strategy to build it.
Mm.
This guy's going to teach you all those strategies and all that. So I have a guy I recruited, Bolan Salami. I remember I recruited Bolan Salami with no experience in financial services. This guy was an engineer. And
Engineer. Okay.
yeah, and this guy came and he was so humble This guy will come to my office in the morning, will sit down with me and learn everything we're doing. This guy will sit down opposite me in the office. We'll go to lunch together. We'll go out together. And this guy was learning the whole thing. In 6, 7 months, this guy became an executive director. And this guy started making six-figure income just like that.
Guys, like people don't understand. Like that's crazy, but it
Yeah,
shows you what's possible.
I'm telling you, because he was very coachable. And that's the thing. I
Yeah,
have a guy like one of my superstars, Ayo. Ayo came to
yeah,
financial services and he told me, oh, Adeola, I want to do IT job. I hear you are in IT. And I told him, I said, I don't do IT anymore. This is what I do now. And, he called me first time, he called me second time. I told him, I said, buddy, if you do what I do, we're going to win big here together.
yeah.
And today, Aria is one of my $300,000 income, over $300,000 income in financial services.
My God.
So we have a lot of superstars like that. Do we talk about Dalton? I have so many guys. I have a guy who is my brother-in-law. This guy came to Canada and he wanted to go to Alberta. And I told him, don't go to Alberta, stay with me in Ontario. We're going to
Yeah.
win big together. And this guy believes so much in me. And today, this guy is one of my six-figure income earners,
It's like,
in no time. So we have a bunch of people like that.
yeah.
I have a lot of superstars in the business now. These guys now are shareholders in Experior. They're building their business and all that. So you have, for anybody joining the business as a beginner, so you need to be very coachable, humble yourself, pay attention to what your trainer is teaching you, follow them, respect them. When you do that, you're going to go places. But a lot
Yeah.
of people, they want to do things on their own. They don't want to follow the system, and they don't put in the hard work as well. This thing is it takes a lot of hard work. Put in the hard work. When you put in the hard work, you're going to get the result.
Huge, huge. What would you do differently if
So
you just started out? What would you do differently?
yeah, I would do more recruiting.
More recruiting.
Yeah, more recruiting, because recruiting answers everything in the business. So in my early days, when they told me to recruit I mean, hire and train more people, I was saying, no, I want to make more money. I want to make the money. I want to make, today, I would do more recruiting, because if I do more recruiting those days, today, I'll be bigger than what I am right now. So the secret
Wow.
of the business is recruiting. Yeah. Because that will
Wow.
allow you to bring in people of like minds,
Yeah.
people who want to win more than you. Recruiting, that's what recruiting does. Recruiting is you bring people who are going to bring more people. You bring people who are going to bring more people. People you never. I have a guy. I look at the guy Ayo. The guy that brought Ayo is no more in the business today.
Yeah.
But Ayo is in the business with me.
Yeah.
So I have
That's
a
a
lot
big
of guys
deal.
like that. I have a lot of guys that I didn't know. Somebody brought them. Somebody brought them. Somebody brought them. And today, a lot of them are six-figure earners. And if I did not recruit the guy that brought them, I
Yeah.
won't get those guys. So that's the beauty of recruiting. So that's why recruiting shouldn't stop in the business. So what I would do differently is I would have recruited more people
Mm.
those days. Today, I would have been far, far bigger than where I am right now.
Yeah. Probably be at 1,000 agents right now.
Yeah, that's it. So recruiting answers everything, and
Wow.
you have to master it. You have to master recruiting.
What is it that you do differently? Because like you're a big recruiter. When you say you have to master it, like what do you got to do to be able to master it?
Then another thing is you need to have a strategy in place. You
Okay.
don't build a business like this and you don't have a strategy in place. A
Okay.
lot of people joins, they just do things anyhow. They don't have strategies in place. You must have strategies in place. Right
Mm.
now, I target a lot of doctors now. So my market right now, this year, I say, you know what? I'm going to go for the influx of doctors in Canada right now. So my goal is I'm going to be doing a lot of business for doctors, and I've been doing a lot of business for those guys. That's a strategy.
Mm.
So my wife is a doctor. I go through my wife to all those guys.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I do. So you must have a lot of strategies in place.
Yeah.
Now, remember my mind, I want to recruit people. What are the set of people I want to recruit? What are the caliber of people I want to start recruiting? That's the strategy. So you must have strategies in place that is going to work for you. You
Mm,
know, yeah, you must have it. And at the same time, you must master fast start. You
yeah.
must master fast start. When
Yeah.
you recruit people, you need to fast start them immediately. Take them to your executive director within 48 hours. And your executive director is going to do the onboarding.
Take them to your, oh yes, take them to your executive director in 48 hours. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it works like anything. A
Absolutely.
lot of people recruit people, they don't want to take them to their executive
Yeah.
directors. So we call those guys dead on arrival. So those guys,
Dead on arrival. I like that. That's good.
those guys are like dead on arrival. So
That's a big one. And
because
usually
most
the
of
people
those
that do
guys,
that, that don't want to send them to their executive directors, are
yeah,
usually the most uncoachable ones.
yeah, that's what happens. So
Yeah.
it's like those people, they join, they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
The guy doesn't attend meetings, because they're nothing, they don't have, when you do in Experior, we call it onboarding.
Yeah.
So the onboarding system is so effective. I
It
use it
is.
to build my business a lot. That's one of
Yeah.
the system of Experior that I use to build my business. And it works for me like anything. Because that guy, you're going to sit down with your executive director, you're going to do your prospect list. The guy is going to take you to fit training, he's going to do all those things.
Yeah.
That is what happened. So
Yeah.
that guy, they see what they want to do, they set goal for themselves, they start working, they become very effective, and they build something very bigger. But when you don't do that, then those guys just sit down there. That's why you see, I call those kind of recruit fake recruit. I call them fake recruit. Yeah, because why would you recruit somebody and the person doesn't grow?
Yeah. It's pointless. What's the point?
Yeah, what's the
It's so
point?
true. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why you see that it takes a lot of people, they've been in the business for a while and they are not coachable, they don't follow the system, they want to do things on their own. They bring in people, the same people are not coachable.
Yeah.
Everybody just they do their own thing. And
Yeah.
that's why it takes them years to build something big
That's true. That's a good point. That's huge. So get them to your executive director right away.
right
Get them
away.
to your leader right away. That's a
Yeah,
huge point.
yeah,
Let me ask you, man, because I know you're a man of faith, just like I am. How
yeah.
important is having faith in God, or whatever? Like, how important is that for you and your success?
Yeah. One of my mantra is work hard as if all depends on you. I pray hard as if all depends on God.
Mm.
That's my mantra. That's how I work every day. I
Work hard
continue to
as if
work
all faith depends on you, and pray hard as all if all depends on God.
on God. Yeah.
Wow, that's huge.
So that's my mantra, and I work with that, and that's when God blesses you and you are favored and all that. So one thing is, and when God favors you, you are unstoppable. That's what
Yeah.
happened. Yeah.
And you're right. Like, he's not just going to, like, there's a few verses out there, but you gotta put in the work.
Yeah.
Like, people think that it's just gonna come by them doing one aspect, just spending all day praying, but then not doing the work.
No, no,
Faith without works is dead,
he's dead. Yeah.
right? So yeah, that's huge. People don't realize that.
Yeah.
No, that's good, man. That's good. Yeah, I'm a firm believer, and like that's the thing. Like for me, like spirituality and walking with God is super
Yeah.
super important.
Yeah.
It's super important to me, and I attribute all my success to God, because without Him leading me into this industry, I wouldn't have been here. And I see it shining in your business too, so
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah.
What's next for you? What's the next big milestone? Because I know you're pretty close to one of them. What's that next big
Yeah.
milestone for you?
Yeah, before the end of the year, we should become an executive partner in Experior. We should get to the highest level in Experior, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. So next month, by God, even this month, by grace of God, we should get to senior national executive director. And before the end of the year, we should, one thing about our business is when you help people to win,
Yeah.
then you're gonna get to where you want to get to. So
Okay.
this year in my team, we want to produce a lot of senior executive directors, a lot of national executive director. When we do that, then I easily get to executive partners.
Yeah.
That's what we want to do this year.
That's huge. That's huge. And like, I mean, we're part of the same hierarchy, the FML, the Free More Lives hierarchy, and we got a mission right now where it's FML 100M.
Yeah.
We're looking to produce $100 million earners. What does that mean to you?
Wow, that's a big deal to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm working towards. And everybody's in my team. We're working towards that this year. We want to produce a lot of millionaires in my organization this year. Yeah, yeah.
good, good.
Should have
So
three. Yeah, we should
you
have
said
three.
how many?
Yeah, this year we should have 3 or 5 in my team, in my organization, clicking that. Yeah, we're working.
$3 or $5 million earners.
Yeah,
Let's go. Let's go.
yeah, we're working towards it this year. Yeah.
See, that's huge. And that's the thing, the opportunity that Experior offers. Like, in your opinion, previous firm, how achievable would that have been for you at your previous firm, your practice company?
Yeah, it would have been very difficult to do that. My 8 years, I was making like less than $200,000 a year. But
Mm.
look at me, I came here in my fourth month. Yeah, less than 6 months, I started making six-figure income. My
In six
second
months.
year, yeah, my
Wow.
second year, I started making $250,000. My third year here, I started making over $500,000 in
That's like
income.
1%
Yeah,
of the population is making that income. And you made that in how many years?
yeah, in my third year in Experior.
Third year. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's been awesome. So it's been awesome. So this is the only platform that allows you to achieve success so quick like that. This is the only organization that allows you to do that because of the platform that we have here at Experior. Look at a guy who never had experience in financial services. A
Yeah.
guy who wrote LQP with no experience, and the guy in 1.5 years started making over $200,000 in income.
Yeah. That's a big deal.
That's a big deal. Look at the
Yeah.
guy here. Everything is possible in Experior. That's why I tell people all the time that Experior is a place where ordinary people are doing extraordinary things.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a place where dreams do come true.
Yes.
Honestly, people who can dream. If you can dream, Experior is the place that's going to help you to make that dream happen. Many people today, I have people in the team who never knew they could make six-figure income annual. I mean, six-figure income in North America. A lot of people are doing it today.
Yeah.
When I came to Canada, if anybody told me I can do over $500,000 in 6 years in business like this, I would tell you it's a lie. But all year here at
Yeah.
Experior, I would tell you it's a lie. But
Yeah.
I did it. And so many guys in my team now, a lot of them are, they're going to do it because as a leader, you set the pace,
Yeah.
then others follow. So, and that's what we've been doing now. This year now, we're going to have people crossing $500,000 in my team as well.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a big deal. It's a
That's
big,
a huge deal.
yeah.
Huge.
So Experior makes life easier for you as an advisor.
Mm.
It's the only platform where you start right from day one. You can build in Canada and United States. And not only that, also in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So you have, and this is the only company that pays you 4 times a week.
Yeah, it's so true. Four
You can't
times a
be
week.
broke, man.
Yeah. It's 4 times a week.
4 times a week is a big deal.
Yeah. People don't realize that. Like, you hear I used to get paid like every other week
I'm
at the
telling
job.
you,
Every
this
other week.
company pay you freaking 4 days every week.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be broke, man.
That's a big deal. Like, that's huge.
Yeah, that's very, very huge. So when we see all this thing, it makes you work harder every day. And
Yeah.
you can take care of your family. I've seen a lot of advisors in other companies, they can't even take care of themselves, they can't take care of their bills. But
Yeah.
if you put in the hard work here at Experior, you can't be broke.
Yeah.
You can't be broke. And
That's
yeah, the platform is designed for you to help families. You're gonna help families. We have amazing tools to help families. We have one of our powerful tools. We call it as expert financial analysis. You
yeah.
know, very powerful tool that most times, we used to struggle in my former companies, and we used to have a lot of chargebacks and all that because the tool wasn't there. But when we came here, the tool, we got this tool, expert financial analysis. It makes you're going to be able to sell all the product to your clients. With the
Mhm.
tool, Then chargeback reduced drastically. And that's how we started building our business, and everybody is happy. People are doing very well. I love this platform. It's a
That's
good place to build your business.
that's a huge point. Like you're right, the expert financial analysis. It's so funny. I was training an agent today actually, and when we were going through the client's needs analysis, we seen that if they follow the debt snowball strategy that is built into that plan,
Yeah.
no word of a lie, they'll get out of. They had mortgage debt, they had line of credit,
Wow.
car loans, everything. They were set to be paying off all their debt in the next 25 years. By following this strategy, they'll get out of debt 16 years sooner, and they'll
Wow.
save $185,000 just in interest alone.
Wow.
Think about the value that we're adding because of that needs analysis. So you're so right. That expert financial analysis that we offer at Experior, second to none.
I'm
You're
telling
not
you,
going to find that anywhere else.
I'm telling you, second to none everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's huge, man. I got a couple more questions for you. Who has been or what has been your biggest influence or inspiration as a business owner?
Yeah, I so much thank God for the guy that when I came to Experior, the guy that hired me here, Frank Delio. When I remember those days when I joined, this guy told me, Adeola, whatever happened in the past, maybe in my previous company and all that, I should forget about it. That let's work together and we're gonna make millions here together.
Yeah,
Today, Frank is a millionaire, is earning over $1 million now in the business.
yeah,
And this year we're gonna do the same thing. So he's one of my inspirations. And when I look at these guys, he's one of the best coaches I've ever seen in financial services. So he's my mentor in the business, and we work together. And if he can do it, I mean, make over $1 million in no time, I can do it as well. So that's one of my inspirations, and I also have other leaders in the company that inspire me all the time. When
that's
I
good.
see them, they do very well in the business, then I say, if all these guys could do it, I can do it as well.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So what do you do personally to stay motivated? Like obviously it's good to have our mentors, and yeah, Frank DeLeo, he's one of my mentors as well. Same with like Tarek. But like what do you do specifically, to keep yourself motivated? Because you're a motivator, for all your team
Yeah.
and a lot of other people. What do you do to keep yourself motivated?
Then I develop leaders. So the more leaders I develop in my organization, that fuels my energy.
Okay, that fuels
Yeah.
you. I
Yeah.
like that.
That's why
That's what drives you.
yeah, that fuels my energy and it makes me go, 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 go.
Really? Okay, I like that.
Yeah. And one of the strategies I put in place to develop more leaders, on Sunday night, I run a senior manager's call.
Okay.
So I identify some guys who can become executive directors. So I train them on Sunday night. So I do that training Sunday night. And boom, we started that this year. Right now, we've produced two. We've been able to produce it this year. And this month, we should have two or three this month. So a lot of people now, we pump that belief in people. And people are now saying that, oh, you know what? I can do this. This guy believes so much in me. I can do it. Every Sunday they report. We do the call. They're gonna report what they are doing every week. So that keeps them. It put people on their toes, and we work together, and they are doing it. Even ring earners, and that's why you see a lot of people crossing six figures. Now we should have like 2, 3 people crossing six figures now in my organization this month. You know,
Wow.
yeah, we're gonna have a lot of people crossing $200,000, 250, a lot of bombshells. I mean, a lot of milestones that a lot of people are gonna achieve here. So it gives me joy when I see people becoming successful in my organization, and that motivates me every day. And that's how I
That's huge.
keep myself going.
That's
Yeah.
huge. That's huge. And what so like if you don't mind sharing, like what kind of things do you talk about with like that Sunday call to help these guys? If you want to share, you don't have to, but it's
Yeah,
good to know because
and when you help people to get what they want, you're gonna get what you want.
100%,
That's it.
100%. When
And
you help people get what they want, you're gonna get what you want.
yeah, that's it.
That's huge. That's huge. So last question I got for you here. how do you envision yourself, your business, and evolving in the next few years? I know what this year is looking like as far as getting to seven figures in income, but how do you see yourself in the next 5, 10, 15 years? How do you see your business evolving?
Yeah, we're gonna build a business that's gonna dominate. We're gonna build, yeah, we want to build a lot of millionaires in my organization. Yeah, and that's what we're working towards right now. We want to produce millionaires.
Yeah,
FML goal is to produce 100 millionaires,
yeah.
in no time. So at least 30 to 40% of that should come from my organization.
Mm,
Yeah.
so you're doing it big.
So yeah, so we want to play big. We didn't come here to play small. We want to play big. We want to
That's
play
it.
big.
I like that.
Yeah, and we're looking for good people we can work with all the time.
Yeah.
So and when we come here, we work together as a team. I'm telling you, we're gonna build this thing big. And we just started. We're not started yet.
I love it. Just getting started. I love it.
Yeah,
That's it, brother.
yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on. Is there any other last words you want to share? Anything you want to throw out there? Let people know who you are before we wrap things up. Any last words you want to share before we wrap things up?
Yeah. So I want everybody to believe in themselves. You have to first believe in yourself that you can do this. Anybody can become successful in life, and that's what I believe all the time. I believe anybody can be, everything is possible to a willing mind. If you're willing and you are committed, you cannot become anything you want to become in a business like this, even in life generally. So that's it. That's my belief. And that's what I want to encourage everyone tonight. If you put in the work with your commitment and hard work, nothing can stop you. You're the only one who can stop yourself. Nobody can stop you.
I
That's
like that. I like that. That's huge. There's a lot of nuggets that were dropped today, man. A lot of bombshells, a lot of nuggets. This has been amazing. I love it, brother. And yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on. It's always a pleasure to getting to talk to you, getting to know
Tyrone.
you, man.
Yeah,
Like I said, you and I have been with Experior around the same time, and it's been a pleasure just working side by side with you, man. So I'm super excited for tonight, man, and I know we're gonna break the internet for sure. But
sure.
yeah, brother, thank you so much for coming
Yeah,
on.
thank you,
And
Tyrone.
yeah, brother, we'll just keep pushing. We'll talk, man.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. Yeah, God
All right,
bless.
brother.
Yeah.